I know what it says. I know what it reads. I'll fix it all up later. Because right now, we got something to take care of. And yes, I'm still a little under the weather, but I'm here. Let's go.
Can't do it. We'll do it live. Do it live! I'll write it and we'll do it live!
Mister, will you please wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up?
Good morning! Snowman here to all you Brock Purdy and San Francisco 49er haters. Shut up! I gotta thank you, Shane.
I mean, whatever happened to the games where breaking 100 points was, I don't know, unusual?
There was one word to sum up the All-Star weekend.
Trays. Cause we take this job so serious.
Splash Brothers, yes. Ray Allen, replace him with Steve Kerr. Reggie Miller, yeah.
What in the all types of blue hell?
Oh, yeah! Chaos looms large today. Good morning! Welcome, one and all, to the tripped out Thursday edition of Snowman in the Morning. Glad to have y'all with us. Droid, I hope you come on in here because I have a message for you. Droid is part of the crew. He is the thumbnail expert, and I give that to him from here on out because the last couple of times I made the thumbnail, and that's my fault. So I gladly will give that to him like I did before. We got some wild stuff coming today.
Oh,
you mean wild?
They have no idea.
No.
Mm-mm.
I kind of hinted at it last night, but I can't wait for them to see the chaos today.
Man, oh man! Somebody get Droid in here, please. I need to make an apology to him face to face. Thursday night football tonight between the Washington Redskins and the Philadelphia Eagles, with essentially a playoff spot in the balance. Why am I saying there's a playoff spot in the balance? Because you have these two teams that are fighting their tails off. And you have two of the best quarterbacks in the league going at it tonight. Jalen Hurts and Jaden Daniels. There's going to be at least 800 yards of passing offense tonight. At least.
Yeah. If you are a fan,
1,100 yards of total offense.
well, I'll say this: if you are a fan of not just good football, but NFC East good football, this is the matchup you've been waiting for.
This will decide the division. I believe this will decide the division.
I guarantee it.
I believe this will decide the division. And yes, we are going to do this one tonight. I'm going to do this one all the way through. 8:15 is the kickoff. 8 o'clock is our pregame time.
It's funny because Amazon got 2 good games in a row.
Last week's miracle from Baltimore. And this week, with the division hanging in the balance, it is live from Philadelphia. Now, I know everyone tuning in sees, hey, this is not Wednesday, it's Thursday. Trust me, I know it. Trust me, it'll get fixed.
Well, we got business from yesterday that we're going to have to address today anyway. So it's...
Yep. Given the fact that we never got a chance to say thank you, Klay Thompson, for 12 years in the Bay, and given the fact that we never got a chance to review that game and a couple of other things, although we do have, we got Chris Simpson on the way, and we got Chris Dietz on the way also, and yes, I'm zipping up my sweater here. It's my favorite. I'm sorry. I love the 49ers. I love the White Sox, but my wife found this. My wife found this of the St. Louis Cardinals, and I'm not taking it off.
That's one of my favorite teams too.
My first favorite team ever was the St. Louis Cardinals.
Mainly because of a young lady that I have been very close with for quite a while.
And she frightened the daylights out of you one day.
A few times. Man, what can y'all say about that game between the Warriors and the Mavericks? I say 3 words: Western Conference Finals.
Easily. And I'm going to tell you right now, it'll go 7.
These are 2 wonderful teams. The Mavericks got a great addition in Klay Thompson. He showed off last night with 22 points. But as we talked yesterday, how about the old man Steph Curry and what he did in the 4th quarter?
Yeah. I mean, you talk about, even though, we rag on teams for allowing over 100 points. In this case, you couldn't stop them if you tried. You couldn't stop Dallas scoring over 100, and you damn sure couldn't stop Golden State if you tried.
And to Dallas, you couldn't stop Steph Curry if you tried.
And I'm going to put it like this. With the addition of Klay Thompson, I think he elevates Dallas rather than Dallas, de-elevating Klay.
I agree.
So even though you have Kyrie to Herbal T, you still have a top tier shooter in Klay Thompson, who's going to end up being the undisputed leader of that team.
Then there's Luka Doncic, who really put on a show Tuesday night.
That's true too.
But Klay and Steph guarded each other, and they were as fierce as opponents as they were as teammates.
Right.
That's wild. That's absolutely wild. But I love it.
I do too.
I love it. I love the fact that it's going to go the full 7 games.
Yeah,
it will go the distance.
And
if and when they meet in the playoffs, and I'm already calling Western Conference Finals, because Golden State is rampaging out of the gate. How about we throw some love to the Warriors and the way they've started this year? 9-2 coming into tonight. Everybody's ballyhooing about Cleveland being 13-0, and
Well,
everybody's ballyhooing about Oklahoma City and how they started. And can we throw some love to the Warriors?
well, I'm gonna put it like this: as far as Cleveland goes, it's something that details say who they beat.
Exactly. Only team that they beat was Golden State, and they beat the hell out of them. Yes, 136-117.
Mm-hmm.
Golden State was in the midst of a 5-game road trip.
Right.
Okay.
The only thing I gotta say when it comes down to Cleveland, quite frankly,
you for real?
Exactly. Because I don't believe him.
As I say, it's like
I don't believe in him.
Because if you're gonna hold on to like a team, like, well, we beat the New Orleans Pelicans, and
exactly.
Oh, we beat 76ers, and we beat the Lakers, and
quite frankly, I think that sums it up perfectly.
Like, you beat trash teams. Whoopee, you're supposed to. Now I get it. You play who's on the schedule.
Yes,
I've always preached that. We've always preached that. You play who's on the
and we'll continue to preach that.
You play who's on the schedule. But even still,
you have teams that you're supposed to beat, and you have teams that you're supposed to compete against.
Yep.
Tuesday night was a competition, and it was one hell of a competition.
Right.
All right. Only game on the schedule tonight, Mavericks and Jazz from Salt Lake City. Now I'm betting you Dallas bounces back from this 5-6 start. But I got a few things on the docket today before we welcome in
Chris Simpson.
We welcome in Chris Simpson. Thank you. The product of taking gabapentin and Benadryl, and I took the full shots of each.
Oh dear.
Well, while we do have all of that, I kind of made a mistake this morning, and it involves the fact I saw something come across certain areas in regards to Dallas making a move, and that regards the Cowboys.
Oh dear.
So unfortunately this morning I wasn't able to sleep, so what else did I do? I was perusing social media.
Why?
Oh God, why'd you do that?
I was up at 2:30 in the morning, and then I was doing some fact checking getting in for today's show. The Cowboys have signed another quarterback. That quarterback being Will Grier.
Who the hell is Will Grier?
No clue.
That's what I was saying. I had to look it up, and quite frankly, I was like, what? Turns out he used to be on the Patriots squad. He never saw at it. Wait. What? Huh? He was originally signed from the Cleveland Browns practice squad.
What?
And then he went to New England and didn't play a down. What? Thank you, Stone Cold. As it turns out, apparently Dallas is that desperate because apparently they still think that, well, unfortunately, they still have a shot this season.
Well, have you seen what we have to work with? Of course, you'd be desperate.
Unfortunately, what you have to work with is, well...
This has been yet another Beating a Dead Horse presentation.
It's not just that. We still don't have a running game to speak of.
You're signing It's like what Dietz said about Kansas. You're shooting 3-pointers when you should be throwing touchdowns.
We're signing quarterbacks instead of signing a running back and offensive line members. Now, Greg, you're probably not going to get any quality offensive line right now because usually you get that in the draft. But
you guys actually have a good draft class. What?
You have to at least get a running back that you know can do some good downhill running.
Between the tackles running.
Exactly. Between the tackle and the guard running.
Yeah, unfortunately, that ain't going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
And the biggest reason is the contracts that they decided to sign off on, because there's your problem. It's Dak. It will always be Dak. That and Jarrell's stupidity.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he's on the missing persons case for the detective, so we'll deal with that later. He's been missing since what? 2016?
Roughly.
Yeah, if you want to call it missing. I call it something else, but we'll talk about that later.
Yeah.
I forgot to mention the first hour of today's show is brought to you in part by BetUS.com. BetUS.com, where the game begins.
Mm-hmm.
Where we've kind of sort of added an extra hour today, which means we got flat out chaos.
Yeah.
We got chaos.
Lots of it too.
And
I'll just leave it at that.
Yeah, we're gonna have some fun in hour 3.
And I think we're staying with 3 hours from here on out.
Okay,
I'm with it.
We're gonna stay with 3 hours beginning today and from here on out.
I'm gonna have fun with it.
There's so much that we cover, and we have been hinting at it since July.
Yeah.
We have been hinting at it since July. And now what you are seeing is the best sports show in construction.
Yep.
Making it better. Oh, Lord.
Lord have mercy.
Yep.
What we're going to unveil for hour 3
is going to be
off the charts.
Yep.
It's going to be crazy.
Oh, it is. Oh, yes, it is.
I went back and looked at the first time I alter egoed. You know the line that you pointed out to me, Victor, that had you cracking up?
Yeah.
Falling out of your seat?
Yes.
It did it to me.
I know it did.
It did it to me. I couldn't do it because I was in character, but I went back and listened to it, and all I had to say, what?
Right.
I can't say anything. That had me falling out of my chair laughing. If you are subscribed to our Snowman in the Morning page, you will see the line that we're talking about. And we're going to also shape up the Snowman in the Morning Patreon because I let it lay dormant for entirely too long. So there's a piece that we're going to put on the Patreon page that you can only find there. And we'll talk more about the Patreon tomorrow. Meanwhile, back to Dallas and Golden State. All I got to say is that when they, and this isn't all I have to say, and my wife teases me about that all the time when I use that phrase. When they honored Klay Thompson, you want to talk about a hero's welcome?
Right.
Yes, indeed.
You want to talk about a hero's welcome? They handed out captain's hats because he's such a passionate boater, and he used to boat across the bay to Chase Center for every game. Excuse me. Come here. You stay up here for a minute, okay? My wife has a dentist appointment this morning, so I'm in charge of the critters.
And it's winnie time.
It is indeed winnie time. But the captain hats they gave out to 18,064 very passionate, knowledgeable fans. And they roared like he was still wearing number 11.
Yep.
They roared, man. I think after this contract with Klay Thompson is done, He's going to sign a 1-day contract with the Warriors and retire.
Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah.
Because I think later on this year, they're going to retire number 11 as well. They should. No one should ever be allowed to wear number 11.
Yeah.
He got the welcome that he deserved. He said there was no hard feelings, and I'm happy that he said that. I'm happy he's doing well with Dallas, but he will forever be a Warrior. Forever. Yep. Just think, he ruptured his Achilles in the 2019 finals. He was walking back to the locker room. It was game 6. He walked back out, shot 2 free throws, and then had to be helped off the floor.
That's balling right there.
Captain Klay, game 6 Klay, Splash Brother, forever a Splash Brother. Forever a Splash Brother. There's so much history that those two made.
Yeah.
Curry and Klay Thompson.
You know, you've done a lot for a city and a franchise. When even though you're on a different team, they still got love for you. I mean, I remember when the Wizards came to Chicago at one point.
Oh man.
It was after, Mike went over there. And just how much the fans went crazy for Mike.
I certainly did. I most certainly did. And the PA announcer that introduces the Warriors introduced Klay Thompson.
Yes.
How's that for ultra cool? The same way Ray Clay introduced Michael Jordan as a member of the Wizards. How cool is that?
Yeah.
When you have the announcer that announced you for many years introduce you when you're a part of another team. How cool is that?
Yep.
How ultra cool is that?
And
that's what happened. Go ahead.
And I was like, there's one person that doesn't happen with.
It ain't gonna happen with LeBron.
And he's been with 3 other teams?
It'll never happen to him.
You don't ever
Thank God it won't.
You don't ever hear Cleveland
have
that type of reverence.
Heroes welcome.
Yeah.
You'll never see Cleveland give him the heroes welcome that he supposedly deserves. And yes, I have had bronsexuals say that to me.
Oh,
I'm not lying. I had a bronsexual say that to me, that he deserved a hero's welcome. Matter of fact, give me this button right here.
Oh boy.
Give me this button right here. LeBron getting a hero's welcome.
Bitch, please.
I needed that.
Oh, I thought it was going to be something different. Oh boy.
LeBron getting a hero's welcome. Let me go old school. LeBron getting a hero's welcome.
Stop it. Get some help.
LeBron getting a hero's welcome. Is you for real?
Oh, thank you for that. Where I thought I could put you in charge of the buttons. Evidently I didn't. LeBron getting a hero's welcome.
Is you for real?
Sorry about that. The hockey god called. He'll be in a little bit.
Oh, okay, cool. I'm guessing he's working a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's
first question, legitimately, did I oversleep again? Yeah, a little bit, but we're going to 3 hours, so don't worry about it.
Poor Droid. Hey, Droid, I know how you feel, because both my alarms went off this morning. I heard them. I swear to God, I heard them. I heard my wife's alarms go off. And then suddenly I wake up. I said, baby, what time's your dentist appointment? It's 9 o'clock. And then I look at my phone and it says upcoming event. And I'm going, oh no. I looked at my phone. It's 8:02. I just rushed in here. All right, let's take a break. Yeah, a whole bunch of beeps came after that. All right, let's take a break. When y'all get back, Chris Simpson will be with us to highlight the matchup of the week. It's the Philadelphia Eagles and the Washington Redskins live from Philadelphia. Back after this.
This is Snowman in the Morning.
Are you ready to upgrade your coffee game? Prepare for an invasion of flavor with Invader Coffee. It's the caffeinated elixir that fuels champions, the blend that pushes boundaries. Whether you're battling deadlines or exploring uncharted territories, Invader Coffee has your back. Join the invasion at invadercoffee.com and taste the difference for yourself. Use the code SNOWMAN for 15% off your first order. Invader Coffee, veteran owned.
Do you remember our first group photo? This is it. Smiles all around, even though we were all nervous.
Who could have imagined that our first weekend together would soon turn into a lifetime of memories?
You're an amazing young man. Your brothers and sisters really look up to you. They're a big brother.
It's so cool to watch the adult that you've become, and you really have done as much for us as you think we've done for you.
You know, it took 20 years, and I got my third child, who was 17 at the time.
There are so many rewards in life. You coming into our home was one of the greatest rewards we could have ever had.
I ain't never felt so much love before in my life.
SeatGeek is the ticketing app for fans like the high five strangers got, game-winning interception, first down, just a nice solid tackle. If you're in arm's length, you will be swapping skin with this extrovert. You see, he knows SeatGeek got him a great deal on tickets, so he can focus on what he does best, smacking palms. SeatGeek handles the tickets to sports, concerts, and more, so fans can fan.
Quinn.
Moment of clarity. I haven't watched BET in years.
KP.
Drake needs to come back with another triple platinum album.
E Digga.
And then you have Ray J. Like, I can't stand that River Cricket.
The Guru.
Okay, the level of crack she's smoking, I don't want it.
BS3 Network proudly presents the Knucklehead Chronicles podcast, where from card tips to hot topics to meat beef of the week, anything goes. Live every Sunday at 2:30 p.m. Central.
Sports bettors, listen up. Your favorite sportsbook, BetUS.com, is back and in our 30th year of action. With live in-game betting, incredible odds with daily odds boosters, props and parlays, fast payouts, and exceptional one-to-one customer service, we got it all. And when you sign up today and use the code SNOWMAN, you will get a 125% deposit match on your deposit. Log on to BETUS.com or call 800-792-3887. That's 800-79-BET-US. BetUS.com, where the game begins. Attention sports fans, looking for the ultimate gear and apparel to show your team pride? Look no further than Fanatics, the #1 destination for sports enthusiasts. Visit snowmanmultimediasports.com today and shop a wide selection of officially licensed merchandise from your favorite teams and players. From jerseys to hats to accessories to collectibles, Fanatics has it all. Don't miss out on the chance to elevate your game day experience. Head over to snowmanmultimediasports.com/fanatics and gear up like a true fan with Fanatics. Officially licensed everything.
It's no secret. Today's consumer wants convenience and likes things on the go. They want to be listened to and receive instant solutions to their queries. This can often make or break the customer service experience. That's why it makes convenient interactions easy for you. Whether your customers want to connect with you via text, Facebook Messenger, Google, Instagram, or website, all messages now come to the one easy-to-use inbox, so you don't have to check a dozen different sites from the platform. From here, you can send SMS or email, answer questions, schedule appointments, take payments, and close more deals simply by messaging back and forth with your customers. When someone searches for a business like yours, they will look at your reviews. So unless you have more positive reviews, they'll choose someone else. Luck makes it easy to collect hundreds or even thousands of reviews from your customers. Simply send a review invitation or create automation that requests customer reviews right after the sale, or maybe right after a service is completed. It will take them 30 seconds or less to leave the review. Now those reviews will show up on the search result and increase your ranking that matters most. Plus, our advanced reporting will show you exactly where your leads are coming from and if your website or ads are doing their job. So why are you waiting? Put your business way in front of your competitors, get more leads, convert more of those leads to paying customers by getting started with today.
Mister, how do you operate this Twitter thing or this Instagram thing or whatever the heck? You're supposed to know all this stuff. Anyway, welcome back to the show.
It's the Eagles and the Redskins tonight from Philadelphia. And we got one person here to help us break it all down. And everyone that appears on the show appears via the Invader Coffee guest line. And we welcome Chris Simpson for some Simpsons football chatter. Good morning, Chris.
Good morning, guys. What's going on?
Good morning, Chris. We got a big one tonight, Chris.
We do.
Big one.
We do.
Big one. I'm inclined to think that even though it's only week 11, I think this one decides the East Division.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, coming into the year, you thought it was going to be the usual two-team race between the Eagles and the Cowboys. I mean, the Eagles are quietly going about business. Jalen Hurts is playing better. Defensively, they're swarming to the ball. They're coming away with takeaways. And what Derrick Henry is to Baltimore is what Saquon Barkley is to the Philadelphia Eagles. I mean, he has that same impact. You feed him X amount of times, and good things are going to happen for the Eagles. Because I'll admit to you, at one point, I thought the Eagles were giving up on Nick Sirianni. I thought he had lost that entire locker room. Now, you look at the Commanders and you look at their side of things. That was a tough loss for them on Sunday. I mean, Jaden Daniels is the real deal, and you can't blame him for that loss. He can only throw the ball. He can't catch the ball as well. He can only throw it and put it in a position for his playmakers to make a catch and make a play. But I want to see if the Commanders can come out. You know, can they bottle up Saquon, put the game in the hands of Jalen Hurts, make him a pocket passer, and can they get that quality win? Because everybody's going to hold it against them. Well, they haven't really beat anybody.
Well, they did well against Najee Harris. And Najee Harris is not a slouch in the run game. He may not be a Derrick Henry, but he's not a slouch.
No, he's not a slouch. No, he's not a slouch. But come on, Saquon, I think he's the best running back in football, not named Derrick.
Yeah, I agree. So to me, as a Cowboys fan, I am very happy to just sit back and let these two guys go at it and see who's going to take the division. Because I've already thrown the Cowboy season away, so I don't care anymore.
The Cowboy season was thrown away in July.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah. I think the Cowboy season was thrown away in April because we've talked about it here, and Chris, I know you'll agree. The Cowboys had a position of need. And they had chances to get one in the draft. They never addressed it. That's a running back.
Yeah. No, you're absolutely right. And they could have had Derrick Henry. Just imagine where this offense would have been.
Oh, my God.
If Dallas, I think, would be one of the three best teams in the National Football League.
They got Derrick or Saquon. I don't think Saquon would go to Dallas, but if he did go to Dallas, oh, my God, you're talking about a completely different team.
Yeah, I'll also say this. The Cowboys are just okay with being relevant. They don't care about winning just as long as they're staying afloat. And Jerry Jones is a majority of the problem.
Exactly. The thing is that Gerald no longer cares about, and you can see this also with the McCaskey and the Bears, is they don't care about winning Super Bowls. They don't care about winning football games. All they care about is, are we in the news?
Yeah, that's all that matters.
If people talk about us, that's all that matters.
Yeah.
Listen. The moments that Brandon Aubrey put the football down to kick it off for the season was already over.
You're not wrong.
No,
and I was about to say, don't even get me started with New England.
Let's stay with the Cowboys for a moment, because Vic and I talk about it all the time. We talk about it here on the show all the time. Yes, they should have addressed the running back situation, but there's another situation they needed to address, and they had ample opportunity in the draft to do that also. If anyone paid attention to our coverage of the draft, the offensive line needed some tweaking.
Yeah, it did. It definitely did.
They drafted Cooper Beebe, didn't they? The new center.
They got a couple pieces, which was great, but it seemed like they just did like the bare minimum. Did like a couple pieces when like you need to at least get like a guard, a tackle, and a center. At least make one side stronger than the other.
Yeah, shore up the A gap and the B gap.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And I think there's definitely a point where you need to just give up on Dak. There's a point where you need to give up on Dak. Like, I know he's had his golden years where he actually was really good, and you could actually compliment him and say, Dak's doing really good this year. But it's the last couple of years where it's like you can't even say that anymore.
Well,
what do you think, Chris, is a point where you say, Dak, I think we're done?
Should have been after this year, if I'm being honest with you. I mean, last year he had the best year of his career. He could have won MVP. I mean, I thought he was more than deserving of MVP. But that's the thing with the Dallas Cowboys. You just never know which version of them you're gonna get. When they're good, they're really good. You get what I'm saying? Like, I mean,
yes.
But when they're bad and when they're playing down the competition, they're really bad. And my thing with the Cowboys is also, besides not knowing what version of them you're going to get, the Cowboys just seem to have this notion that Dak can win them games with his arm. But the Cowboys' identity is what? Running the football. When they run the ball, that helps open up the passing game. And if Dak throws the ball more than, say, 32, 33 times, they lose. He's not a quarterback that can win you a shootout, and they're paying him like he's in that bracket with Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, Patrick Mahomes, Joe Burrow, and he's far from either one of those guys. I mean, look, Mahomes is a 3-time Super Bowl champion and a 2-time league MVP. Lamar's won the last 2 league MVPs, and he looks like he's on his way to a 3rd. Joe Burrow's been really good. If the Bengals had a winning record, I think Joe would be the front runner for MVP.
I believe so.
Justin Herbert is really good when he's given the opportunity, and Josh Allen is pretty good. And Dak, he benefits. He's from that Jared Goff cloth. He benefits from a consistent
great
run
running
game.
Yeah,
because then what's that mean? They can load the box up. He can use play action, and then he can take a shot down the field.
Well, the one thing I said early in the season, I said, if the Cowboys ever needed a time to tank, it'd be now, because you tank, get you a high draft number, and possibly get you another quarterback, that's all depending that they don't re-sign Dak. And once they said they re-signed Dak, I'm like, okay, that's squash now.
Honestly, I think at this point, there's 2 issues I have. One, and I'll ask you guys, do you think it's time to move on from Mike McCarthy?
Yes.
It's been time.
Yes.
It's been time.
It's
the moment that they lost,
long time waiting.
The moment that they lost to San Francisco in the playoffs. And I'm not talking about the time where Zeke was at center. I'm talking about the time where Dak ran in the middle of the field and ran out the clock.
I remember that.
That play right there should have sealed Mike McCarthy's fate.
But
how are you going to call a play like that when you're trying to get downfield and get the winning points.
Right.
Okay. That's just not good.
And I'll also say this. I'm sure you guys heard. Did you hear Micah Parsons' comments after the game?
I don't listen to him.
Yeah, listen. I get this frustration boiling all over, but you don't do that. Plain and simple.
Mm-mm.
And here's the thing. Yeah, we can poke fun at Mike McCarthy all we want, but Mike McCarthy has something that Micah Parsons doesn't.
A
Super
ring.
Bowl ring.
But at some point, you also can't just rely on that. Well, I got a Super Bowl ring. Okay, you got a Super Bowl ring, but what are you doing now?
Yeah, because that's what it is.
In shambles.
Yeah, because that's what it is. Yeah.
His team is in shambles, and I have yet to see anything from Mike McCarthy that shows that he can be at least somewhat competent of a coach. It's just been dumb decision after dumb decision after bonehead play after bonehead play. And do you call that on Dak possibly calling the audible, or do you call it on McCarthy making the original bonehead call?
Yeah, I mean, I think you may have to point fingers at both of them because, the coach guides everything, but at the end of the day, players still got to play. Players still got to make plays. Players still got to get on the field and do this and do that. So I think it's a mix of both. But like you just said, Shane, the Cowboys are just they're in such disarray right now.
And they're going to continue to be in disarray as long as Jarrell is in charge. That's a point Victor highlighted so many times over, and Droid, you also. As long as Jarrell is in charge, they're going to continue to be in disarray because this is not 1989 anymore.
Absolutely.
Well, it's like I said before, the culture has to change. And it also falls to the fan base to demand more. Because they also can't just be satisfied with just being in the news. Because if you notice, we're being in the news for far more negative than positive.
Absolutely.
I mean, the last time you guys were really in the news for something positive was back when Jimmy Johnson was coaching.
Right.
He's not wrong.
The stupidest thing the Cowboys have ever done was give up on Jimmy Johnson and bring in Barry Switzer as their coach. He had a perfectly laid path to Super Bowl 30. And what did he do after that? Nothing. And when they got rid of Jimmy Johnson, they got rid of their dynasty.
Yeah,
I agree.
Yeah, because Jimmy then went down to Miami, and look how that ended.
Yeah, and remember, Jimmy Johnson, I think, is one of the only coaches in the sport to not only win a Super Bowl, but he also won a national championship.
Exactly.
With Miami. Like, put a little respect on Jimmy Johnson's name.
Which Jerry Jones did not, and we see the end result thereof. All right, let's make some picks for tonight's game. It's the Eagles and the Redskins from Philadelphia. We go to Chris first.
I'm going to take Philly. I think the Eagles are just rolling right now. The Eagles have to come out, and they have to treat this like a playoff game. They know they're going to get their best from Washington. The Commanders always play them tough, and when the Eagles normally start fast, good things happen for them. Yeah, I'm going to take Philly. I say Philly wins by at least a touchdown.
Droid, you're next. Who do you pick?
I know the food is good too.
It is.
I know it's good.
He's going with Washington. He's going with Washington. All right, big dog, you're next.
I was about to say, if anyone is interested, courtesy of BetUS.com, the stat line is the Eagles are favored by 3.5, and the over/under is at 48.5.
It's gonna be too close to call.
It's gonna be a high-scoring game.
And I'm taking Washington mainly because of the fact that Jaden Daniels is him. Right now, Jaden Daniels is Rookie of the Year.
Oh, 100%.
And he is going to come out firing because this is a playoff determining game, and he just steps up when the time is bright. So I'm taking Washington, but it's going to take a fourth quarter score to do it.
Yeah, that's the way I'm going. I'm going with Washington because I just love Jaden Daniels right now. And about this time of the year, Philadelphia always seems to have a hiccup when they play a team of this caliber. And I think tonight's going to be that night where Philadelphia has a hiccup. And this is a playoff game for Washington.
Yeah, I'm going to go.
This is a big-time playoff game for Washington. I'm going with Washington.
I'm going to pull like a droid, and I'm going to also side with Chris. I'm going to go with Philly. And it's not a shot at Jaden Daniels because he has just been electric.
He's been phenomenal. Yeah. He's been absolutely phenomenal. Almost has the poise that CJ Stroud did around this time last year. Like nothing just seems to phase this kid. And he was the same. He was the same way in college. I mean, LSU, he was the catalyst behind the highest scoring offense in the country.
Exactly. Yep. But the reason why I'm picking Philly is because of Saquon Barkley.
Bingo.
There's your difference.
The thing is that what's probably going to happen is going to be more establishing the run. And even though Washington, again, did a really good job at containing Najee Harris, we're going to see how well they do against Saquon. And that's going to be the determining factor. So that's why I'm going with the Eagles.
I actually think one of the biggest determining factors as well is going to be whether or not Marshawn Lattimore plays his first game as a Commander. He's been injured pretty much the majority of the season. The Saints just gave him basically away for free to the Washington Redskins. And now you got to wonder, when does he come in? Because it's very obvious that both these teams could make playoffs and will make playoffs, in my opinion.
I think they both will.
And this game is literally just a preview of the NFC divisional. This is all this is. It's just an NFC divisional round preview to me. So I want this to be a very close game. I want this to be at least like a 32-28 game. Like I want it to be close.
Me too.
Nothing short of.
I mean, I see this more as the NFC wild card matchup because one of these two teams obviously is getting in as a wild card, which means they're going to have to step up and play whoever's got the lower record because, as we know, the top two records in both divisions get the bye. And I don't see Washington getting one of those two buys.
No,
so
I
this
don't.
is probably going to be a wild card game.
Yeah, I can see that. And to go back to the point about Marshawn Lattimore, you acquire him for a game like this. You know, if he does play, he's going to be shadowing AJ Brown all game long. AJ Brown to me has had the same impact on the Eagles that Terrell Owens had 20 years ago because he impacts the game in so many ways. He's a powerful wide receiver that can line up inside, line up on the outside, makes all those catches. He's a chain mover, and he's Jalen Hurts' go-to guy for a reason. Look at how poorly the Eagles played when he wasn't on the field. I don't think anybody means more to their offense than AJ Brown.
All right, those are our picks. And it's going to be a Donnybrook tonight. It's the Washington Commanders and the Philadelphia Eagles from Lincoln Financial Field in Philadelphia. It's going to be a good one, Chris. It's going to be a good one.
Yes, it will be. Yes, it will be.
All right, Chris Simpson joins us talking all kinds of football with Simpson's Football Chatter. All of our guests appear via the Invader Coffee guest line. Thank you, Chris. Appreciate you. We love you. We'll do it next week.
Absolutely. Take care, guys. Have a good rest of the show.
Take care, man.
Yep.
Coming up next, the commissioner appears.
Oh, Lord.
Oh, here we go.
Back in a few.
This is Snowman in the Morning.
Are you ready to upgrade your coffee game? Prepare for an invasion of flavor with Invader Coffee. It's the caffeinated elixir that fuels champions, the blend that pushes boundaries. Whether you're battling deadlines or exploring uncharted territories, Invader Coffee has your back. Join the invasion at invadercoffee.com and taste the difference for yourself. Use the code SNOWMAN for 15% off your first order. Invader Coffee, veteran owned.
One of the great things about ordering meals from Mother of Macros is that you can do it from the comfort of your own home. Click the national or local delivery link to access the menu, and we'll ship the meals right to your door. We understand you won't always have time to plan, shop, prepare, and cook to provide healthy nutrition for your family. So the process is simple and saves you hours. We know you're busy, so our meals are professionally prepared and packaged. You only need to heat them up and enjoy. We provide macro-balanced, delicious meals chock full of fresh, local ingredients with none of the stuff you don't want to eat. Plus, our menu changes every week, keeping your taste buds wanting more. We take care of your meals so you can worry about everything else on your list. Mother of Macros.
SeatGeek is the ticketing app for fans like the high five strangers got. Game-winning interception. First down. Just a nice, solid tackle. If you're in arm's length, you will be swapping skin with this extra berth. You see, he knows SeatGeek got him a great deal on tickets, so he can focus on what he does best, smacking palms. SeatGeek handles the tickets to sports, concerts, and more, so fans can fan.
Quinn.
Moment of clarity. I haven't watched BET in years.
KP.
Drake needs to come back with another triple platinum album.
E Digger.
And then you have Ray J. Like, I can't stand that River Cricket.
The Guru.
Okay, the level of crack she's smoking, I don't want it.
BS3 Network proudly presents the Knucklehead Chronicles podcast, where from card tips to hot topics to meat of the week, anything goes. Live every Sunday at 2:30 p.m. Central.
During bad weather, driving can become downright dangerous.
What's your emergency, please?
Trust Battle Vision Storm, the revolutionary glare reduction glasses that turn your sight bright during bad weather at night or during the day. Watch your ordinary vision become extraordinary. Battle Vision Storm uses light optimizing lenses that block blue rays, so you see clearly in heavy rain at night or blinding snow during the day. Heavy rain, snow, sleet, or fog can make it impossible to drive. Not with Battle Vision Storm. Get your Battle Vision Storm for only $19.99. But wait, due to rising costs and supply chain shortages, this may be your last chance to get your very own at this low price. There is a strict limit of 4 Battle Vision Storm per order while supplies last. Don't wait, order now.
Call 1-800-483-6319 or visit battlevisionstorm.com. So call 1-800-483-6319 now.
Mister? How do you operate this Twitter thing or this Instagram thing or whatever the heck? You're supposed to know all this stuff. Anyway, welcome back to the show.
Checked on the commissioner. He's still sleeping.
Okay.
Good, because I'm too tired for this.
You're gonna hate hour 3 then, because I think that's when the commissioner's waking up. I know he's got a meeting later.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
What, do I need to bring out Shorzy or something?
Don't.
Oh, no.
Fate.
Nah, bring him out.
Shorzy?
Shorzy?
R3.
Is that the name, Droid?
Shorzy. If anybody's watched Letterkenny, they know the reference.
Mm-hmm. All right, hour 2. We're awaiting the arrival of Chris Dietz.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm looking at the NFL schedule.
Okay.
It sucks.
don't
Actually,
like
the headliner should be Chiefs Bills.
It's
always a classic matchup.
Oh wait, we did go through this week, didn't we?
Yeah, Chiefs Bills is the afternoon headliner.
But the noon games, the only good one I'm looking at is probably, I hate to say it, but for once, Ravens Steelers.
That's gonna be a good one.
And
because you can't lie, Mr. Unlimited is playing amazing in Pittsburgh. You can hate on him all you want, but he has been playing very well.
He's been doing really well.
And did you see that photo with him and Bobby Wagner on separate teams again?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, these men went from teammates to opponents to practically rivals at this point.
Well, you got a couple of good rivalry games coming up. You got for week 11, Colts, Jets,
49ers, Seahawks.
Packer, yep, 49ers, Seahawks,
Ravens, Steelers.
It's a lot of
Bears.
Yeah, it's a lot of interdivisional games and a lot of rivalry games. But one of the ones that we don't care about, you know what? Say it with me. Monday Night Football.
Oh,
who's playing Monday night?
Cowboys, Texans.
Cowboys, Texans. It's the Texas game.
Thank you.
Beat me to it.
Thank you.
Beat me to it.
Thank you.
Beat me to it.
I'm just saying
so much that I needed that.
I do need to log back in, but I don't think I wanna.
Why?
Because it's basically because remember you have a limit to who you can have on at once. It's basically
true.
It's a choice between me or Vic, and I think Vic should have it.
I appreciate that, Droid.
Which means we're going to be making some changes.
Yep.
So,
here's the thing.
We're going to be making some changes.
The less we talk about Monday night, the better, because I do not care about this game whatsoever.
I mean, you said
I would make a joke. I would make a joke about that, but I know Victor and I know better. Because
you don't care about the rest of the season.
Like he makes a joke about that, Victor's going to bash me upside the head.
I mean that. I do not care about the rest of the season.
When did you throw the season away? Honestly, Victor, when did you throw the season away?
The beating against the Saints started it.
Oh,
because it was like that was such an embarrassing loss
at home,
and it was like, okay, is it just us being really bad, or is New Orleans getting much better? And it was a mixture of both, but. Then also what like totally sold it for me and made me like hate almost what I hated football was the loss to the Lions.
Well, I think
9.
I think I can perfectly sum up the problems you guys have been having right there. Yes, Dak, it is you. It's always been you, will forever be you, and that Gerald idiot up in your front office.
You know what? Gerald started it.
It's a good chunk of Dak, but the thing is, like I said before, the culture's got to change. The thought process, the philosophy of let's have Dak throw the ball 50 times and see what he gets is got to change too.
You know what we
and
need?
That's not going to change.
That's
not going to change as long as Gerald's in charge.
You know what else we need? And I just thought of this.
What's
McCarthy's head on Pennywise's body.
Yeah.
Snowman just got the idea of a lifetime, and he's probably going to work on it after the show.
It's just so saddening because there could be potential. And I said it before, the defense, they were ready to win titles 2 years ago. You had
win titles before that.
You had a prime Micah Parsons. You had an amazing secondary. It's like, okay, these guys are great at getting takeaways. They're pressuring the quarterback. They're doing great at run blocking. The offense, but I say every time the offense shows up as being inept, that's going to harm the defense. And look what's happening now. Your defense can't stop anybody. Your offense can't move the football.
Nope.
And you put all that together, and you got the Cowboys' current season.
Yep. And unfortunately,
yet they're featured on Monday night. Why?
Because of name brand recognition. I don't want them on Monday night.
That should have been flexed to a noon game or a 1 o'clock game.
I wouldn't mind it being
3 time zones. Oops.
I wouldn't have minded if it was going to be a 4:25 game on a Wednesday.
I was about to say,
he said a 4:25 game on a Wednesday.
I was about to say this game would have been better flexed on Thursday night prime.
No.
We're having 2 good weeks in a row of Thursday night football. And no,
that's not
get out of here.
They could have saved. They should have saved this for a little bit later in the season.
You out.
Hey, what I do? What I do?
Well, like I said,
Try to move the Cowboys to another primetime slot. That's what you did.
You can't throw me out of here up.
Oh, yes, I can.
Well, here's the thing.
Oh, is that?
I said I'm talking to the umpire. I'm not talking to the commissioner.
Well, I'm an umpire. You're out.
Lord.
Here's the problem. And I said before, I get most of the beating because I am a Cowboys fan.
But you're a smart fan.
I know, and I appreciate you guys for sticking with me.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just, most of the rest of the league does not see it that way. They just see you're a Cowboys fan. You're one of those Cowboys fans.
You're one of the moronic republic,
right? And we've talked about how we've had our section of bonehead fans, and even though us, we who are more critical of our teams.
Mm-hmm.
Be looked at as part of the bonehead group.
You know what? People do it to me too. Oh, you're not critical of your 49ers. Want to bet? You have not. Obviously, you haven't listened to my show, nor have you listened to me.
I am very critical.
That's obvious.
I am very critical of my Chiefs. It's very obvious. Vic saw me about crash out on my Chiefs.
Oh, you were,
he was going off.
You were infuriated.
He was going off.
You were infuriated.
Here's the thing: it's the smart fans that are critical of the teams
right.
because we know exactly what we're expecting. It's the idiot fans that just keep expecting, "Oh, we're going to do better. We're going to do better." No, we're not. Not if we don't improve something.
And I'm just gonna keep it simple for Chiefs fans and those in the upper bowls of GEHA Field at Arrowhead. We suck right now. Okay, that 9-0 record is deceiving. We suck. Okay.
Mm-hmm. And I'll keep it real for all the 49er fans up in the cheap seats at Old Candlestick Park. We're healing at the right time, and we're about to hit our stride. Speaking of stride. It's at our stride right now with a little bit of this.
Passionate.
Come after me. I'm a man. I'm 40.
Unflinching.
Let's go back to losing. Parking was easier.
Unrelenting.
They're not going to keep him off the field tonight.
Totally.
This one has a chance.
Deeds.
That's not just a murmur, that's a full-blown fibrillation.
It is he. It is Chris Deeds joining us as he does every Thursday as we get totally Deeds. Morning, Deeds. How are you? You're muted again.
I think
Hey, how you doing?
And
We're good. We're good.
Here's another person that understands my struggle, and one of my partners in crime when it comes to the Cowboys Nation is Deeds.
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
It's been rough, but everybody's pretty much given up already, and you know what? Let's just get this over with. See what happens. You know, in the draft.
Right.
See what the team's going to look like. I mean, whatever was on display on Sunday was an absolute disgrace.
Exactly.
So,
all right, let's get down to the real business, which is college football. Mm-hmm. And we're talking about chaos for hour 3. This week is going to be chaos. But we start, as always, with the Deets Top 15. And this time is presented by Wanna Parlay. Start at 15, we find the Texas A&M Aggies.
Yeah, A&M staying strong, and they are part of this chaos. I will explain that later on. But this is our first week of an actual chaos moment, and I can't wait to talk about it.
At 14, we find the Miami Hurricanes.
Miami upset against Georgia Tech, and Miami could be finished here. Just looking at what they have in front of them, if Clemson wins out and Miami wins out, what is the ACC going to do?
Mm-hmm.
That's
good question.
It's going to be the big question.
Yeah, that's a
They're
big
going to
question.
have the same. They're going to have the same record. SMU SMU, I don't see SMU stumbling with Boston College. I don't see SMU stumbling anywhere in there. So they're going to be undefeated going into the ACC title game. The question is, who are they going to play, Miami or Clemson?
Exactly. Speaking of SMU, we find them at 13.
And SMU is right there. And like I said, they're not going to – I don't see anybody on their schedule stopping them, especially with 2 of those games at home. The only time they travel is to Virginia, and Virginia's a mess right now. So
To
they
12,
can easily ride into the ACC championship game.
Yeah, and at 12, we find Boise State.
Boise State trying to stay strong for that. You know, this is, and we're going to talk about them. We're going to talk about this more next week. Can they get caught by anybody in the non-Power 5? There's one team that has a shot, and it's next week that could tell us whether or not. And that's the Cadets, and that's our Army could be undefeated by the end of the season. And if they beat Notre Dame next week, they have a big win on their schedule, could run the table undefeated. Would that be enough to get over Boise State to get that last bid in?
Talk about chaos. We'll get to the chaos moments in a little bit. At 11, you find the Dogs.
Georgia coming off a loss to Ole Miss, and we're going to talk more about Georgia. Georgia ain't dead yet, but they're on life support this weekend.
That they are, and it's one of the games to watch. We'll get to it later. At 10, you got the team that beat the Dogs in Mississippi.
Ole Miss, and another one that's going to be involved in the chaos that ensues this week. But they threw a monkey wrench into everything, and now you got to respect them. And you know, we'll talk about it more when we talk about the games and whatnot. But look, we knew the offense was going to be there. The defense showed up. Lane Kiffin got that defense going, and that's what happened. Also, the best thing to happen to Ole Miss in that game, Snowman, I know you were watching. We were texting back and forth. Best thing to happen to them, first drive, Jackson Dart goes down.
Yep.
The backup quarterback came in, and all of a sudden they had a mobile quarterback. Georgia wasn't ready for it, and it cost them all game.
It did. We're inside the top 10, and at 9, you find Alabama.
Staying with the SEC and staying with that another team that could be causing chaos. Of course, they don't really have anything coming up on their schedule, so they could easily sneak up the route. And then, like I said, we'll get into the chaos, but they could be the ones that benefit from this the most.
At number 8, you find the Texas Longhorns.
And Texas is going to keep rolling, and they have a big matchup Thanksgiving weekend. I have to look at the time. I think it's to be determined, but his game is usually Black Friday when they play A&M. That's gonna throw everything into the blender and see what comes out.
And we're in the blender right now because at 7, you find BYU. You kind of
BYU. This was I don't know how many people watched this game all the way through because I was watching the whole thing. This is probably the best game of the year, BYU and Utah. Probably the most. It was the best game, just going back and forth, and Utah got out. The thing is, a great game can be ruined by I'm still, and I'll ask anybody in the chat right now, anybody that wants to find that holding call on the 3rd and 20, when they sacked BYU at the 1-yard line, and all of a sudden, holding, 5-yard penalty, automatic first down. BYU goes down, kicks the field goal. If that sack goes through, it's 4th and 30 at the 1-yard line. They're punting. Utah's getting the ball, and who knows what happens from there.
Exactly.
So I'm still trying to find that defensive holding call. Someone's got to find it for me because I've watched that play 4 times. I don't see it. I don't see a hold anywhere in that play.
I don't see it either. At 6, we find the undefeated Indiana Hoosiers.
And they're going to be our kid. That they have a nice bye this week. They got a nice win over the Wolverines. When you beat the defending national champions, that's always a big win. But they have a bye week to get ready for Ohio State next week, and let's see what the Hoosiers can get going.
And that's Indiana's basically playoff game. At 5, you find the Penn State Nittany Lions.
Penn State, their one loss is to Ohio State. They're staying strong. The big hold on to it with what they have left on the schedule. They don't have anybody left to play. They're in title game. So can they hold on enough to get into a playoff spot? Right now at 5, if the dominoes keep falling in front of them, they might just hold on.
Yeah. At 4, you find the Independents and the Notre Dame Fighting Irish.
And like I just said, Notre Dame's big game is coming up next week. The Cadets of Army, if they're able to take Navy out and Army in the same year, they could be primed and ready. The big question will be, what happens if Notre Dame is in the top 4? What happens because we know the buys go to those top 4 teams, but you have to win a conference champion. Obviously, Notre Dame doesn't have that. So would they slot Notre Dame in if Notre Dame is 1 or 2 in the polls? Would they slot Notre Dame into a bye, or would they force Notre Dame to play because they're not in a conference? That's gonna come down to how they finish the season out.
That's the question. At 3, you find the Tennessee Volunteers, and they got a big one coming up this week.
Tennessee, and they are in our chaos game this week. And I'll explain what the NCAA right now is rooting hard for Tennessee. And if Tennessee can pull it out in Athens against Georgia, we'll talk about it later. But if they pull it out, they would secure a spot in the SEC championship game, only stumble after Georgia. The only thing on their schedule after that is Vanderbilt. And could they throw a wrench in? But even then, I still think Tennessee would go based on what they've done already.
At 2, you find the Ohio State Buckeyes.
The Ohio State Buckeyes.
Dietz is lagging.
Ohio State, their only loss was them losing the game at Oregon. The game it would have been a flip-flop situation between them and Oregon, but right now they're riding high and they're looking forward to that matchup against Indiana. If they can knock Indiana off, where the Buckeyes gonna be when this all plays out.
And at number 1, you find the Oregon Ducks.
After Ole Miss beat Georgia and Oregon put a whooping on whoever they were. I wasn't even paying attention to who they were playing last week. All I knew was the score was out of control, and I was like, "All right, enough out of that one."
That's our Totally Deeds Top 15 presented by Wanna Parlay. Let's pause for a break, and when we get back, we'll look at the biggest winners and losers, and also there's a chaos game this week, and it's in Athens, Georgia. We'll break the week of chaos down all the way when y'all get back.
This is Snowman in the Morning.
Are you ready to upgrade your coffee game? Prepare for an invasion of flavor with Invader Coffee. It's the caffeinated elixir that fuels champions, the blend that pushes boundaries. Whether you're battling deadlines or exploring uncharted territories, Invader Coffee has your back. Join the invasion at invadercoffee.com and taste the difference for yourself. Use the code SNOWMAN for 15% off your first order. Invader Coffee, veteran owned.
One of the great things about ordering meals from Mother of Macros is that you can do it from the comfort of your own home. Click the national or local delivery link to access the menu, and we'll ship the meals right to your door. We understand you won't always have time to plan, shop, prepare, and cook to provide healthy nutrition for your family, so the process is simple and saves you hours. We know you're busy, so our meals are professionally prepared and packaged. You only need to heat them up and enjoy. We provide macro-balanced, delicious meals, chock full of fresh, local ingredients with none of the stuff you don't want to eat. Plus, our menu changes every week, keeping your taste buds wanting more. We take care of your meals so you can worry about everything else on your list. Mother of Macros.
SeatGeek is the ticketing app for fans like the High Five Strangers guy. Game-winning interception. First down. Just a nice, solid tackle. If you're in arm's length, you will be swapping skin with this extrovert. You see, he knows SeatGeek got him a great deal on tickets, so he can focus on what he does best, smacking palms. SeatGeek handles the tickets to sports, concerts, and more, so fans can fan.
Quinn.
Moment of clarity. I haven't watched BT in years.
KP.
Drake needs to come back with another triple platinum album.
E. Digger.
And then you have Ray J. Like, I can't stand that River Cricket.
The Guru.
Okay, the level of crack she's smoking, I don't want it.
BS3 Network proudly presents the Knucklehead Chronicles podcast, where from card tips to hot topics to meep of the week, anything goes. Live every Sunday at 2:30 p.m. Central.
During bad weather, driving can become downright dangerous.
What's your emergency, please?
Trust Battle Vision Storm, the revolutionary glare reduction glasses that turn your sight bright during bad weather at night or during the day. Watch your ordinary vision become extraordinary. Battle Vision Storm uses light optimizing lenses that block blue rays so you see clearly in heavy rain at night or blinding snow during the day. Heavy rain, snow, sleet, or fog can make it impossible to drive. Not with Battle Vision Storm. Get your Battle Vision Storm for only $19.99. But wait, due to rising costs and supply chain shortages, this may be your last chance to get your very own at this low price. There is a strict limit of 4 Battle Vision Storm per order while supplies last. Don't wait, order now.
Call 1-800-483-6319 or visit battlevisionstorm.com. So call 1-800-483-6319 now.
Sports bettors, listen up. Your favorite sportsbook, BetUS.com, is back and in our 30th year of action. With live in-game betting, incredible odds with daily odds boosters, props and parlays, fast payouts, and exceptional one-to-one customer service, we got it all. And when you sign up today and use the code SNOWMAN, you will get a 125% deposit match on your deposit. Log on to betus.com or call 800-792-3887. That's 800-79-BET-US. BetUS.com, where the game begins. Attention sports fans, looking for the ultimate gear and apparel to show your team pride? Look no further than Fanatics, the #1 destination for sports enthusiasts. Visit snowmanmultimediasports.com today and shop a wide selection of officially licensed merchandise from your favorite teams and players. From jerseys to hats to accessories to collectibles, Fanatics has it all. Don't miss out on the chance to elevate your game day experience. Head over to snowmanmultimediasports.com/fanatics and gear up like a true fan with Fanatics. Officially licensed everything.
It's no secret. Today's consumer wants convenience and likes things on the go. They want to be listened to and receive instant solutions to their queries. This can often make or break the customer service experience. That's why it makes convenient interactions easy for you. Whether your customers want to connect with you via text, Facebook Messenger, Google, Instagram, or website, all messages now come to the one easy-to-use inbox, so you don't have to check a dozen different sites from the platform. From here, you can send SMS or email, answer questions, schedule appointments, take payments, and close more deals simply by messaging back and forth with your customers. When someone searches for a business like yours, they will look at your reviews. So unless you have more positive reviews, they'll choose someone else. Luck makes it easy to collect hundreds or even thousands of reviews from your customers. Simply send a review invitation or create automation that requests customer reviews right after the sale, or maybe right after a service is completed. It will take them 30 seconds or less to leave the review. Now those reviews will show up on the search result and increase your ranking that matters most. Plus, our advanced reporting will show you exactly where your leads are coming from and if your website or ads are doing their job. So why are you waiting? Put your business way in front of your competitors, get more leads, convert more of those leads to paying customers by getting started with today.
Mister? How do you operate this Twitter thing or this Instagram thing or whatever the heck? You're supposed to know all this stuff. Anyway, welcome back to the show.
Phew. I had some running around to do around the house because dogs made a mess, kitties made a mess, wife's off to the dentist, and I had to take care of everything, which I did, and surprisingly, I did it in the last 7 minutes. Okay, we're inside Totally Deets, and as I catch my breath, I give the floor to Deets to talk about our chaos game of the week.
Wait, you mean to tell me that we actually have one of these in college football?
Absolutely.
Oh hell yeah! And I'm providing the music, and I'm providing the color commentary for it. I'm providing the play-by-play for it. It's Tennessee and it's Georgia between the hedges. Deets, it's all yours.
Here's the thing. So this game starts out, and I know we don't like to get political here, but Georgia has to do this. They have to channel their inner Donald Trump.
I love it.
They have to make this game too big to rig. I mean, we saw it last week. We saw it last week in Utah.
Mm-hmm.
BYU was on the ropes, and that call gave them the game.
Mm-hmm.
The NCAA is going to make sure Tennessee has every chance to win this game because they need Tennessee to win this game. Here's why. Tennessee enters this game at 6-1 in the SEC.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? If they lose to Georgia, if Georgia wins this game, Georgia would be 6-2 in the SEC.
Mm-hmm.
If Alabama wins, they go to 6-2 in the SEC.
Mm-hmm.
Ole Miss, if they win, they go to 6-2 in the SEC.
Mm-hmm.
And Texas, and then you have 3 weeks down the road. The only two teams that would be standing up would be Texas and Texas A&M. Well, guess what? They have to play each other. Both of them are 7-1. Every team in that section is going to be 7-2. If Tennessee does not win, every team below whoever wins Texas and Texas A&M, every team below that is going to have 2 losses. How are they going to figure out who the second team is to play in the SEC championship game? I don't know. I don't know how their tiebreakers work, and usually it's if there's head-to-head matchup. Well, guess what? Georgia beat Tennessee. Tennessee beat Alabama. Alabama beat Ole Miss. Ole Miss beat Georgia. Every team is going to be mashed up together. I have no idea. I think they're just going to throw a dart at the board and say, all right, whoever it hits, that's who goes. There's no way to figure this out.
Right?
My brain hurts.
That's what I'm saying. This is chaos at its best. And And here's the thing, Snowman, we talked about this when they introduced the 12-team playoff. I talked about this.
Yep.
Imagine what happens. Imagine Georgia beats Tennessee, right? Georgia beats Tennessee. You have all these teams with 2 losses in the SEC. Well, they pick one of those teams to go to play. Let's just hypothetical here. Let's say Texas beats Texas A&M, and so Texas is in there. So Texas is in there because they won. But all those other teams, somebody's got to play Texas in the SEC championship game. Well, what happens to that team that goes to the SEC championship game, loses to Texas, and now they have 3 losses, and all these other teams have 2 because they were sitting at home? Someone's gonna have to explain to me how that's fair that they had to play an extra game and they're gonna get penalized for it and possibly kicked out of a playoff spot while other people are sitting at home watching that game. They have to make a ruling on this and say, hey, championship games are just for the bye week, and that's it. Like, if you lose, it's not gonna hurt you because that's not fair to be sitting there, go play that game, and then have teams go by you because they were sitting at home.
Right.
That's just unfair to the max. But that's what we have going on this week. If Georgia wins, absolute chaos in the SEC.
Oh boy! And I have that game.
It's like how you
Saturday
said,
night. I have that game, 7:30. Go on, Victor.
Like how you said, Deets, they reward one team for not playing, and they punish another team.
And they punish another team for playing. Deets' original intro, when I made him a permanent part of the show. When Cole visualized that second hour opening, that was the perfect line, and at that time, the perfect teams that he used, they rewarded Ohio State for not playing, and they punished USC for playing. That is Chaos Week in a nutshell. And the Chaos game, which I will have sponsored by Wanna Parlay, may as well make the graphics today.
This is just one game. This is just one game this week. Next week, we have 3 of these games.
Which 3?
We have 3 games that are that could monkey wrench college football into a
already monkey wrench, didn't it?
The best thing about it, you see, this week they have an out. This week they have an out with Tennessee. If Tennessee wins, NCAA gets to breathe easy and go, all right, we're good. But what happens next week when undefeated Indiana plays Ohio State? If Indiana's only loss is to Ohio State, what do you do? What do you do with the Hoosiers? If Notre Dame beats Army, what do you do with Army if their only loss of the season is to Notre Dame?
Right.
What do you do with all of these matchups that, or if any team that wins those matchups is going to throw a monkey wrench into everything. And I'm all for it because this is what we need.
I'm ready for it.
This is exactly what I said would happen. This is exactly what I said would happen with this 12-team playoff. It's not about the 12 that get in. It's about the 2 or 3 that get left out.
That get left out.
You know, at the end of all of this, I only have one question. It can only be summed up.
What in the all types of blue hell
is going to happen in the next 2 weeks?
More chaos. I got to make a graphic for the chaos game of the week. Next week, we have 3 of them, so we'll do it 3 times over. Let's take another break. When we come back, we'll take a look at Dietz's biggest winners and losers, and then his games to watch. It's an extended version of Totally Dietz as we get totally chaotic on the Thursday edition of Snowman in the Morning. Back in the deuce.
This is Snowman in the Morning.
Are you ready to upgrade your coffee game? Prepare for an invasion of flavor with Invader Coffee. It's the caffeinated elixir that fuels champions, the blend that pushes boundaries. Whether you're battling deadlines or exploring uncharted territories, Invader Coffee has your back. Join the invasion at invadercoffee.com and taste the difference for yourself. Use the code SNOWMAN for 15% off your first order. Invader Coffee, veteran owned.
One of the great things about ordering meals from Mother of Macros is that you can do it from the comfort of your own home. Click the national or local delivery link to access the menu, and we'll ship the meals right to your door. We understand you won't always have time to plan, shop, prepare, and cook to provide healthy nutrition for your family, so the process is simple and saves you hours. We know you're busy, so our meals are professionally prepared and packaged. You only need to heat them up and enjoy. We provide macro-balanced, delicious meals chock full of fresh, local ingredients with none of the stuff you don't want to eat. Plus, our menu changes every week, keeping your taste buds wanting more. We take care of your meals so you can worry about everything else on your list. Mother of Macros.
SeatGeek is the ticketing app for fans like the high five strangers guy. Game-winning interception. First down. Just a nice, solid tackle. If you're in arm's length, you will be swapping skin with this extra berth. You see, he knows SeatGeek got him a great deal on tickets, so he can focus on what he does best, smacking palms. SeatGeek handles the tickets to sports, concerts, and more, so fans can fan.
Quinn.
Moment of clarity. I haven't watched BT in years.
KP.
Drake needs to come back with another triple platinum album.
E. Digger.
And then you have Ray J. Like, I can't stand that River Cricket.
The Guru.
Okay, the level of crack she's smoking, I don't want it.
BS3 Network proudly presents the Knucklehead Chronicles podcast, where from card tips to hot topics to meet beep of the week, anything goes. Live every Sunday at 2:30 p.m. Central.
During bad weather, driving can become downright dangerous.
What's your emergency, please?
Trust Battle Vision Storm, the revolutionary glare reduction glasses that turn your sight bright during bad weather at night or during the day. Watch your ordinary vision become extraordinary. Battle Vision Storm uses light optimizing lenses that block blue rays, so you see clearly in heavy rain at night or blinding snow during the day. Heavy rain, snow, sleet, or fog can make it impossible to drive. Not with Battle Vision Storm. Get your Battle Vision Storm for only $19.99. But wait, due to rising costs and supply chain shortages, this may be your last chance to get your very own at this low price. There is a strict limit of 4 Battle Vision Storm per order while supplies last. Don't wait, order now.
Call 1-800-483-6319 or visit battlevisionstorm.com. So call 1-800-483-6319 now.
Mister? How do you operate this Twitter thing or this Instagram thing or whatever the heck? You're supposed to know all this stuff. Anyway, welcome back to the show.
There we go. We're chaotic all over the place today. Inside Totally Deets. And now it's time to look at our biggest winners and losers. Start with the biggest winners is decent for me. The entire state of Texas.
Yeah, the entire state of Texas. I mean, we start with SMU. Miami loses. They're now the front runners in the ACC, and there is nothing in the way stopping them from getting to the ACC championship game. They're basically slotted there, and there's nothing anybody can do to get them out of it. So SMU is right there. We just talked about Texas and Texas A&M. Mm-hmm. Texas A&M take right into that slot, and I mean, we talked about this for so long when Texas A&M split to the SEC and they stop that rivalry, we said, why do they not play this game? They get it back. It's going to be a game home.
Yep. And by the way, I did look it up. The Texas
game,
A&M game.
That game, we have to look up the timing on that game. It used to be always 3:30 on Black Friday.
Mm-hmm. I will correct that. It is actually going to be on Saturday this year, November 30th. They just haven't announced the time yet.
And then that's going to be a night game, and that's one we're going to do.
That's going to have to be a prime.
I'm pretty much guaranteeing, with all that hangs in the balance, especially all that that Dietz just talked about, I'm pretty much guaranteeing that's going to be that's going to be a primetime game.
It has to be.
That's going to be a primetime game. The bonfire is back. Now let's take a look at the biggest losers, which is the entire state of Florida. There's the graphic. I want it.
Yes, the entire state of Florida last week. First, let's start with the East. They lost big time to Navy. Come on, South Florida, you can't be doing that. UCF, they lost, and I believe they played I don't know 12 games, so they lost. Florida State got embarrassed by Notre Dame. The 40-point slubbing. Notre Dame absolutely they kicked the crap out of it. To start the day. And Snowman texted me, I'm so glad I didn't do the Florida-Texas game.
Yep.
It was embarrassing what Texas did to Florida. And, that's going to be remembered at the end of this season. Bill Napier, he's gone. There's no way for him to survive. If he survives, I'll be shocked. There's no way for him to survive. Everyone's going to look at that game and go, you got your tail whipped by Texas. And it did not look like they even wanted to be there.
They didn't.
Florida's season is over. Coach Napier doesn't have a shot.
They didn't want to be there. They did not want to be there. If you look at how they opened up, it was 7-0 at the end of the first quarter. That's about the time when I texted Dietz and said, I'm glad I didn't do this game, because before I could blink, it was 21-0.
Yeah, it wasn't even close. And it was it was Arizona State. Arizona State put a whooping on UCF. Just to clear that up. So all four teams lost. The entire state of Florida was embarrassed on Saturday.
And I got laughed at by Victor for picking Arizona State to beat the daylights out of UCF.
I didn't pick either way.
Told you.
Hey, didn't I pick Arizona State too?
You picked UC. I think did you pick Arizona State? I think you did. Meanwhile, Joy didn't care.
Joy did not care. She was like,
Droid took UCF. Victor, you took Arizona State along with me and Snowman.
Okay.
Yeah, I picked UCF mainly because I don't care. And Arizona, and I made the joke about how the Arizona State coach decided to blame every loss on his kicker. So
I wonder how
that was the thing that made me lose respect for Arizona State, where it was like, our kicking game is atrocious. I mean, yeah, your kicker's not doing well, but you don't blame your losses on the kicker. You have an offense and defense for a reason.
I wonder how the tryouts went for the new kicker.
All I have to say, all I would respond to him is college kicker. You cannot put the game on the foot of a college kicker. I don't care how good he is. Just ask Bobby. Bobby Bowden Aubrey.
Literally, he could be a Brandon Aubrey level kicker, and he'd probably still miss.
College kickers, you cannot rely on a college kicker. Just ask Bobby Bowden. They go wide left. They go wide right. How many times have we seen that? It's just how it is.
And Bobby Bowden
kicking in college is a crapshoot.
The first time,
better off.
The first time it went wide right for Florida State in '91, Bobby Bowden running on the field celebrating, and then he's looking around going, "What happened?" I will never forget him mouthing those words. What happened?
Bobby Bowden turned into Bobby Boucher
he
on that one.
He had the best kicker of all time. He had Sebastian Janikowski, and we still.
I love you,
it still went wide left.
Oh boy! Let's take a look at our games.
I do have to ask. You know, you've seen these social media kickers like Adam Bodkin, Destroying, and all these guys who some saw success in college, some didn't, and could have made the NFL, but decided to go with the latter and run a YouTube channel. Do you think it's because YouTube pays them more, or do you think it's just their passion?
I mean, look at and Victor, you'll be. I mean, this is how far the Dallas Cowboys are. The best player on the Dallas Cowboys is the kicker.
Yep, Brandon Aubrey.
Rip.
And their kicker, he's literally sitting there watching the game at home, and his girlfriend came up to him and said, "Hey, you can do that." And that's how he got the. That's how he got the job.
Yep.
And the guy doesn't miss.
Nope.
He never misses.
Nope.
And he's never done. He just walked on the field one day and was like, "Yeah, I played soccer. I can kick." And just
he does his
just
job.
went out and did it.
He can do his job.
Remember when he played for the Michigan Panthers? Remember that when he played in the UFL?
Yes. And now he's just not missing.
I mean, to get back to, to be found on YouTube or whatever, if you can kick the ball through the uprights, that's all that matters. It doesn't matter if you do it in a game, if you've ever done it professionally. If you can do it, they'll find a way to get you on the field.
Right.
Well, we've talked about our games to watch, but we'll look at it. We talked about one of our games to watch, so we'll talk about two more, and then we'll get to our picks. You got this one, Utah at Colorado at noon.
Beats?
I think he's lagging.
He is.
Yeah, Utah coming off, like I just said, coming off the game that they just had. What team is going to come out? Are they going to be mad? Team that is like, well, we got shot in the foot. Like, who cares? But this game is even more important for the Big 12. I mean, this is probably the most important game for the Big 12. If Colorado wins, you pretty much have BYU versus Coach Prime in the Big 12 championship game.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't think that's something the Big 12 wants and needs, they're going to get the most coverage if Coach Prime is on the sidelines.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And then you got this one at night. You got Kansas and BYU to finish off the night.
And again, the Big 12. And I know Droid is shaking his head already, but we all know what happens in Provo. It just BYU does their thing. And again, we're going to have to watch that. I'm going to be watching that game closely just because of what happened last week. Just what happened. I cannot believe what happened in that game. But BYU, if BYU wins, they basically put a stamp on, hey, we're in the Big 12 championship game. And right now they're playing for that bye.
Yeah, they
are. If they're undefeated, they're definitely getting one of those conference champion buys. So the Big 12 will have their guys already in all the way in there.
Oh boy. The problems of the 12-team playoff.
You know, I'm happy we're shooting 3-pointers now. Basketball season started. I don't care about the football season anymore.
Somehow I knew he'd make reference to that. All right. Let's go through our picks right now. Our picks are presented by BetUS.com. We start in Wrigley Field, Ohio State, Northwestern.
And Ohio State's let's just say it's a country mile and then some. Over-unders at 44.5. And why do I have a feeling I know where everybody's going to go with this? Snowman, just lead it off.
I'm a homer, but I ain't stupid.
You say that, but then you've been wrong like 5 times with Northwestern.
I'm a homer, but I ain't stupid.
What you got for me, Dates?
Did they fix the field at Wrigley?
No.
The last time they tried this,
it was only one
last
direction.
time they tried this at Wrigley Field, they had to go one direction because the field was too short.
It's probably the same way.
I have no idea.
You've got Ohio State. Ohio State cannot go one direction because they're going to be scoring on both ends. They're going to be scoring left, right, center. They're going to be scoring every which way.
They need to knock
Ohio
that
State
wall down
by a country mile.
Yep.
All right, Vic, what do you got for me?
I'm going with the Buckeyes on this one. It's just going to be they're too hot right now.
Droid?
63-0. Next.
Yep.
Sweep it. Give me the next one.
Utah, Colorado, high noon in Boulder.
Puts that at a 10 a.m. game. That's going to be different for everybody. Colorado is favored by 11.5, and the over-under's at 46.5. Snowman?
Which Utah team will show up? Doesn't matter. Coach Prime runs all over him. Give me the Buffaloes.
Deets?
Coach Prime wins, but Utah covers.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, Utah will cover.
That 11 points. I even think Colorado will win by 10.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go with Colorado on this one.
Good.
I love picking underdogs when that's stupid. Giving Colorado.
Sweep it. Prime will end up making a statement to get this team into the playoffs.
Next one, we go to Champaign, Michigan State, and Illinois.
Illinois is favored by only 2.5 points. Over-unders at 47.5. Snowman, we actually could have a barn burner.
I don't think so. Illinois is going to whoop that ass. Give me Illinois, and they run away.
Dates?
Yeah, why? Why is this only 2? Why is this only 2.5? Illinois is going to destroy. Michigan State is so bad right now. It's one of the worst programs they've ever had.
In a while.
Illinois is still riding pretty high, and they can still get into a decent bowl game. So Illinois's got a lot to play for. So I'm going Illinois.
Vic?
The ill.
There you go.
Droid?
Do I really need to say much? Illinois is just the better team. I remember what they did to my Jayhawks, destroying the fact that they were in the top 25 in the preseason for the first time in a long time.
And this one, I think this one gets Illinois back into the top 25.
Sweep it. Next game.
Next game, Penn State, Purdue from Ross-Ade Stadium in West Lafayette, Indiana.
Do I need to say how much Penn State's favored by?
Nope, Penn State. If I pick Purdue, my wife will beat me up. Nope. Nope. I ain't doing it.
Waiting for Deets.
What you got for me?
How much
Deets?
are they? How much are they favored by?
28.5.
Oh.
How much are they favored by?
28.5.
You know what? As much Penn State wins by 27, which gives Purdue the cover.
You are evil, dude. You're evil.
He would.
Well, I was gonna say, how did the Boilermakers come back from getting blanked by Ohio State? Answer: they don't. Give me Penn State.
Droid, do I even need to ask?
No.
Sweep it, and to answer your question, they get blanked. Purdue gets blanked by Penn State.
Go to Gainesville next. LSU and Florida.
LSU is favored by 4.5. The over-under is at 54.5.
Man, please. LSU's going to walk all over Florida with another 800-yard performance. Give me the Tigers.
Deets.
Yeah, another embarrassment, and this will be the one. This will be the one. If Napier might not even get off the field. They might Lane Kiffin him at the swamp. Just leave him in the swamp.
Pull a complete mafia move and just dump him out in the.
I love it.
Dump him out in the marsh. Vic.
Yeah, go LSU.
Do I need to ask, Droid?
No.
No Tigers. It's a clean sweep. Next one.
Next one, we go Baylor, West Virginia from Morgantown, a 4:00 kickoff.
This one could get interesting. Baylor's favored by only 2.5, and the over/under. It's a shootout, boys. 58.5.
It'll be bigger than that. Baylor wins, and West Virginia covers. It'll be like 61-58 Baylor. I'm going Baylor.
Deets.
I'll take West Virginia at home, but this is gonna be. This is gonna be all offense. Like they might as well just change this to 7-on-7. That's how this game's gonna roll.
I believe it.
Vic.
Yeah, I gotta go with the Bears.
Good.
The Bears.
There's one time we say that unironically because I'm about Baylor and not Chicago.
Exactly.
The one time it's actually app. I'm taking Baylor, and I'm saying it's going to take a walk off in overtime.
I've seen it. I've seen it with Baylor before.
Give me the next one.
James Madison and Old Dominion, 4 p.m. The Monarchs and the Dukes.
JMU is favored by 3. The over/unders at 51.5.
I'll go James Madison, and it'll be by a point.
Deets, what you got for me?
Yeah, there's a reason it's at Old Dominion and James Madison's still the favorite. James Madison's going to take this one.
Vic?
Tough call, but I think I'm going to go with JM on this one.
Droid?
Oh, Lord. I love both of these teams to death. Like I'm a big ODU guy, but JMU has always been an amazing team. We all saw them sneak into the top 25 last year after an undefeated, pretty much sweep of the CUSA. So honestly, JMU's just that team. So give me JMU. Give me them Dukes.
Sweep it. I got a feeling JMU is going to actually cakewalk this one in the 4th.
All right, let's go to South Carolina. We got 23rd ranked Mizzou and 21st ranked South Carolina.
South Carolina's favored by 12. Over-unders at 44.5.
Give me the Gamecocks, and it'll be bigger than a dozen.
Deets.
If I don't pick South Carolina, my health correspondent Katie will have me in the hospital. Her being a graduate of South Carolina, I got to go with the Gamecocks.
Vic?
Yeah, I usually would go with Mizzou, but not in this case. Go Gamecocks.
Couldn't do it.
Droid, I see that smile.
I can never doubt my brother Lennon after last week. Give me the Tigers.
I'm sorry, but I got a feeling those Tigers are going to get cockwalked. Give me South Carolina.
Mic drop.
Yep. That's a mic drop for the dog. What Father O'Shaughnessy saying?
O'Shaughnessy's too busy laughing.
Yeah, he's off in the corner with the Don laughing right now.
All right. to Athens, Georgia, in our feature game on Snowman Multimedia Sports. 7th-ranked Tennessee against 12th-ranked Georgia.
Georgia's actually the favorite in this one by 10. The over-under's at 48.5.
I'm wearing red, so go Dogs.
Dates?
Yeah, it's between the hedges. If this game were neutral site or in Nashville, I'd be leaning Tennessee. But between the hedges, Georgia, especially after last week getting embarrassed, this is going to come down to that Georgia that Georgia defense got embarrassed against Ole Miss. Tennessee doesn't have the mobile quarterback to really stretch them. So I think Georgia has the upper hand in this one. But the big caveat will be, will they rig it for Tennessee late in the game? Georgia better be winning this game big late.
Yep, they better be.
Yeah, I've not given up on the Dogs just yet. So go Georgia.
Good.
Damn. What are these matchups? Are we already in the SEC championship? What's going on?
Feels like it.
Feels like it, doesn't it?
It really does. Even though that the second place team in the SEC isn't even above every other team in the SEC in the rankings, which is A&M. I guess you know what? You know how I pull for Tennessee teams that aren't named the Titans. So give me the Vols.
Okay.
If I don't do this, AJ Styles is going to hit me with a phenomenal forearm. All I got to say is, what's that coming down the track?
And we ain't finishing that. He says
Dogs. Give me them Dogs.
Last one of the night. Kansas, BYU at 10:15.
BYU.
Nope.
All right, so someone's already
BYU is favored by 3, and the over/under's at 55.5.
52 to 7 BYU.
Dates?
Yeah, way too much on the line for BYU right now.
Why must you make me suffer?
It's BYU in a blowout.
I'm not making you suffer, dog.
I might do that game. I might do that.
It's the fact that it's one of the featured games and it's a close matchup. Of course it's going to be on this list.
It is not a close matchup. What are you on about?
Tell that to the odds makers, man. I got this off of BetUS. Don't give me that crap.
There is no world where this game is close. BYU is going to run through my Jayhawks like it's another Tuesday afternoon.
Oof.
Oh, wow.
Woof.
Okay, so is that going to be your pick?
Yes, give me BYU.
Okay, I was going to say he's going to break glass, he's going to pick BYU, and I'm going to pick BYU.
It's a clean sweep, and quite frankly, there you go, Droid.
Oh, jeez.
And I had 6 other games, but we'll save them for later.
All right. Those are our picks for this week, and our picks are brought to you by BetUS.com, where the game begins. And we have been totally deets for a long time now. Deets has an additional thought.
What you got, Deets?
We're waiting.
Of the weekend, I want to hear Big Dog. Dog, who you got? Paul or Iron Mike?
Oh, right. The fight.
Friday night.
Friday night fight.
Jake Paul, but it's a split decision.
I'm going to be asleep.
Hey, all I want to watch is the first 2 rounds. See Iron Mike be Iron Mike for those 2. Once he gets through those 2 rounds, though, he's going to be gassed.
Oh, easily he'll be gassed. But I say it's Paul, but it's a split decision.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it could. I think it might go other way. It might be a split decision, but I think they're going to go Mike. I think those first 2 rounds could be enough for him to take it.
I think the only way this goes to Iron Mike is if he catches him. He's got to knock him out.
Yeah, the only way it goes to Mike's on a KO, and he's got to do it early.
Yeah,
it's got to be inside the first 2 rounds, or else it's done.
Well, if anyone can do it, it's gonna test Paul's chin. Let's put it this way.
Yeah, it is. We're gonna see if
it's tagged.
It is.
But we're gonna see if it's about as glass as Logan's is.
Right.
And we all know how that is. Deets,
yep.
Once again, my friend, thank you so very much for being a part of Snowman in the Morning for the past 8 years. On every Thursday, you can catch Deets being totally Deets. Thank you, brother. Appreciate you.
All right. Everybody get ready. Chaos is coming next week. We got 3. We talked all about one game this week. We got 3 of them to break down next week.
Right?
Yes. Oh, Lord. Thank you, Deets.
Thank you, guys.
Passionate.
Come after me. I'm a man. I'm 40.
Unflinching.
Let's go back to losing. Parking was easier.
Unrelenting.
They're not going to keep him off the field tonight.
Totally.
This one has a chance.
Deets.
That's not just a murmur, that's a full-blown fibrillation.
Speaking of chaos, we got a lot of it next. Oh, boy.
This is Snowman in the Morning.
Are you ready to upgrade your coffee game? Prepare for an invasion of flavor with Invader Coffee. It's the caffeinated elixir that fuels champions, the blend that pushes boundaries. Whether you're battling deadlines or exploring uncharted territories, Invader Coffee has your back. Join the invasion at invadercoffee.com and taste the difference for yourself. Use the code SNOWMAN for 15% off your first order. Invader Coffee, veteran owned.
Do you remember our first group photo? This is it. Smiles all around, even though we were all nervous.
Who could have imagined that our first weekend together would soon turn into a lifetime of memories?
You're an amazing young man. Your brothers and sisters really look up to you. They're a big brother.
It's so cool to watch the adult that you've become, and you really have done as much for us as you think we've done for you.
You know, it took 20 years, and I got my 3rd child, who was 17 at the time.
There's so many rewards in life. You coming into our home was one of the greatest rewards we could have ever had.
I ain't never felt so much love before in my life.
SeatGeek is the ticketing app for fans like the high five strangers got. Game-winning interception. First down. Just a nice, solid tackle. If you're in arm's length, you will be swapping skin with this extrovert. You see, he knows SeatGeek got him a great deal on tickets, so he can focus on what he does best, smacking palms. SeatGeek handles the tickets to sports, concerts, and more, so fans can fan.
Quinn.
Moment of clarity. I haven't watched BT in years.
KP.
Drake needs to come back with another triple platinum album.
E Digger.
And then you have Ray J. Like, I can't stand that River Cricket.
The Guru.
Okay, the level of crack she's smoking, I don't want it.
BS3 Network proudly presents the Knucklehead Chronicles podcast, where from card tips to hot topics to meat beef of the week, anything goes. Live every Sunday at 2:30 p.m. Central.
Sports bettors, listen up. Your favorite sportsbook, BetUS.com, is back and in our 30th year of action. With live in-game betting, incredible odds with daily odds boosters, props and parlays, fast payouts, and exceptional one-to-one customer service, we got it all. And when you sign up today and use the code SNOWMAN, you will get a 125% deposit match on your deposit. Log on to betus.com or call 800-792-3887. That's 800-79-BET-US. BetUS.com, where the game begins. Attention sports fans, looking for the ultimate gear and apparel to show your team pride? Look no further than Fanatics, the #1 destination for sports enthusiasts. Visit snowmanmultimediasports.com today and shop a wide selection of officially licensed merchandise from your favorite teams and players. From jerseys to hats to accessories to collectibles, Fanatics has it all. Don't miss out on the chance to elevate your game day experience. Head over to snowmanmultimediasports.com/fanatics and gear up like a true fan with Fanatics. Officially licensed everything.
It's no secret. Today's consumer wants convenience and likes things on the go. They want to be listened to and receive instant solutions to their queries. This can often make or break the customer service experience. That's why it makes convenient interactions easy for you. Whether your customers want to connect with you via text, Facebook Messenger, Google, Instagram, or website, all messages now come to the one easy-to-use inbox, so you don't have to check a dozen different sites from the platform. From here, you can send SMS or email, answer questions, schedule appointments, take payments, and close more deals simply by messaging back and forth with your customers. When someone searches for a business like yours, they will look at your reviews. So unless you have more positive reviews, they'll choose someone else. Luck makes it easy to collect hundreds or even thousands of reviews from your customers. Simply send a review invitation or create automation that requests customer reviews right after the sale, or maybe right after a service is completed. It will take them 30 seconds or less to leave the review. Now those reviews will show up on the search result and increase your ranking that matters most. Plus, our advanced reporting will show you exactly where your leads are coming from and if your website or ads are doing their job. So why are you waiting? Put your business way in front of your competitors, get more leads, convert more of those leads to paying customers by getting started with today.
Mister? How do you operate this Twitter thing or this Instagram thing or whatever the heck? You're supposed to know all this stuff. Anyway, welcome back to the show.
Well, I was kind of dragged in here because we wanted to start something, and we're about to start something, and I think the father called it the Daily Confessionals?
Yes, my child, it was called the Daily Confessionals.
What the hell's your name of that for?
Well, all of you decided to meet in the back room here at the church. I figured it'd be just the easiest way to do things.
What's going on here, bud?
Well, first off, who in the blue hell are you?
Oh, I'm Shorzy, bud.
Oh, Shorzy, I heard you were coming, Shorzy.
What the hell's a Shorzy, and what the hell are you doing in her?
Oh, I'm a hockey player, bud. Man of God.
A hockey player? We let hockey players in here.
Yes, my child. Yes, my child. We are all acceptance here in the House of New England.
Hockey is a sport. And I'm sorry I'm late, gentlemen. I just got a clue in the case I'm working on.
What case are you working on?
The formation of the NBA Cup.
Oh,
yeah. I don't want to work on that bullshit. We all know who formed it. That case is closed.
No, it's not. It's bigger than what we thought it was.
Really?
Take a look at this piece of paper.
Oh, what are we looking at here, my child?
Honestly, but I failed English class like 3 times.
According to this here paper, it's supposed to be a diploma, but it looks like someone had palmed a crayon and draw 2 circles.
Oh my God!
And at the
Not
very top,
crayon.
it says, "I promise."
Oh,
Now,
not
you know-
that damn school again.
You know, we get too many idiots that come out of that school. I'm telling you, this is why we don't deal with them in the mafia.
Are you kidding me?
Unfortunately, it gets worse.
Oh, you better not be looking me in any of this, there, detective.
No. This is bigger. As crazy as it sounds, it's bigger. As you can see, they even put LED lights on the floor, which makes no sense to me.
LED lights on the floor.
On the floor. Even showing where the 3-point line is. I mean,
if there was LED lights on the floor, I'd be lighting them up every time I scored, eh?
Maybe.
I'm
Did you ever score?
pretty sure you would. Now, right now, I tried to get a conversation with Adam Silver, but the marionette strings weren't working. So we had to go somewhere else.
Where do
trust
we
me.
have to go?
Trust me, I can't work with Adam Silver either. He's too busy rigging them for LeBron to rig them for us.
Well,
do I hear the Don back there?
Yeah, you do. I'm Don Dogfather. How you doing?
I'm doing fine. What the hell are you doing in here?
Well, I've been talking with the father since last night after he put up his late night thought process, and we've been talking about everything going on, not just with tonight's football game, which, by the way, I've got wings coming for everybody because we're going to watch it here, but also talking about the NBA Cup and how Bronny James is such an absolute candy ass for not wanting to flag commercial.
Bronny James, I'd love to check him into the boards.
Oh, everybody would, trust me. Old Vinny wants to put some cement shoes on him, but trust me, it ain't gonna work.
Hey, who said cement shoes?
And who is this guy walking in?
I'm Vinny. Who the hell are you?
I'm your Don.
Not my Don. My Don's taller than you.
Father, do we have enough chairs for this?
Yes, my child, we have plenty of chairs for this.
I'll go get the chairs. Hurry up, man.
Don't shove my Mercedes.
Now, here's the thing. We already have some probables who started to come with the NBA Cup. Maybe we call it the conglomerate of suck. Teams that are so bad that they had to create something that they could fight for, since they know that their fight ends way before dawn.
I think I know one of the teams.
Do you need my corkboard, my child, for this?
No, I got a whiteboard. I think I know.
Oh, whiteboard. That's where the coach tells me I'll score.
You ain't scored. Keep out of this.
Now, here's the thing. On one hand, we got the LA Lakers.
What? What are they doing in this?
Think about it. They have no shot of taking on the likes of the Denver Nuggets or the Golden State Warriors to get to the finals. We know that already.
This will be true.
Why do you think the City Fifth is always so barren? Because unfortunately, they have no reason to praise any team out in Los Angeles right now.
Exactly.
It better not be praising the damn Rams either.
Oh, trust me, there's
don't
nothing
you
to praise.
underestimate them games.
Another team is the LA Clippers.
Oh, so both LA teams are involved in this. Why am I not surprised? It's that type of town for sin like this.
Indeed, especially when they have to deal with Shaman Harden.
Speaking of us dealing with LA teams, I tell you something, I got a company here that I think is sponsoring the Lakers. Want to know who it is?
Who?
This moment of bronze sexual stupidity is brought to you by Hooked on Bronix. When you start talking like an idiotic bronze sexual, Hooked on Bronix can set you right. Call 1-800-YO-KANG. Alright, LJP, now approve all this. This moment of bronze sexual
Holy Toledo, that's it. This I Promise came through with along with this card and this cassette tape called Hooked on Bronix.
Yeah.
Which means we may have our ringleader after all. LeBron James and Anthony Davis. Because what I found at the scene are these glass legs.
Well, at least they're not cement legs.
Give me them glass legs.
At least they're not cement legs covered in 38-day-old mayo.
Oh, sorry, I'm late.
What's kept you, my child?
Traffic.
Did you find good parking over there?
Yeah, I found some parking. It was right next to the Dunkins.
I tried to interview Zion Williamson, but he was eating donuts.
Why am I not surprised?
I saw him over there at the Dunkin', just down the street.
Why am I not surprised when it comes to Zion eating donuts? He's getting too fat for his game.
Why am I surprised when it comes to Zion when he was a bust coming out of Duke?
Another team that could be getting in here is what I believe is a one that stands the most to gain. And that is the Brooklyn Mess. Somehow they got out of the shadow realm and they're now trying to invade the NBA by winning the NBA Cup.
Hey, why are you making fun of the Brooklyn Mess? We ain't a mess. We're the Nets.
Nobody cares about Brooklyn, bud. What do you mean? Everybody cares about Brooklyn.
I'm sorry, kid, but your Brooklyn team is absolute garbage. They belong in the shadow realm alongside the NBA Cup in general.
Commish, who is this guy who likes the Brooklyn Mess?
I don't know much about this guy, but I know he's a Brooklyn Mess fan, and he seems to be liking the Ben Simmons for some reason.
Ben Simmons is an absolute joke who needs a foot in his ass.
Wait, Ben Simmons? I think that's part of a missing persons case I had a while back.
Oh, who's Ben Simmons? I'd love to check him into the boards. You don't have to check everybody into the boards, dude.
This one will
I tell you, this hockey guy over here is violent as hell.
He's got some tendencies, but trust me, Father, he'll let them he'll pay for his sins, you know.
It wasn't the father, it was me talking to him. The father's getting all the chairs set up.
You better not check me in the boards or I'll wipe him out with a clothesline.
Another team is the Philadelphia 76ers.
Oh, God, not the...
Oh, God, that's like New Japan Pro Wrestling trying to take on WWE. It ain't going to work.
Because Joel Embiid is crying about how come he can't win an NBA Cup.
Joel Embiid is crying, period.
Joel Embiid needs a whole lot of players because that's the only way he's going to get onto the court the way he's been acting.
Joel Embiid is a bitch.
What doesn't make sense of why are all these supposed superstars in this conglomerate of suck trying to make the NBA Cup as legitimate as the Larry O'Brien Trophy?
Did you see the fact that the NBA
because they're washed?
Did you see the fact that the NBA Cup actually has a paid sponsor? Doggone Emirates picked up sponsorship for the NBA Cup. Figure that one out.
Who the hell is Emirates?
I don't know. The last time I saw them, we were talking about Formula One.
Mate, listen. Our Emirates belongs in Barcelona.
What?
Listen, mate.
Who the hell is this guy?
Who's coming in here?
Oh, I'm an Englishman. What's it to you?
Do you have an ID?
Do you take IDs at a
I have a passport. I have a passport.
Give me that damn.
We don't check IDs at the church, detective. Don't worry about it. I made sure that he doesn't have a wire.
Shut up. I am. Okay, he's legit. He can come sit it with us.
You know, the English churches definitely weren't built like this.
No, my son, and I appreciate that because this church is very special. Thankfully, we don't praise Robert Kraft because of his devil tendencies. We praise all the rest of the teams.
Oh, so that's why there's a repent.
Yes, and that's his that. Yeah, it has his face right next to it as well, so don't worry about that. We're good there.
I think there's money getting kicked off to other sports owners.
We ain't doing it, so don't look at us.
Like, for instance, what happens if the Bulls win? Some of that money could go to Virginia McCaskey, for God's sakes.
Don't get me started on Virginia McCaskey. I've been saying that her, Jadral, and Robert Kraft all need to go down to Tampa and retire.
Let me speak on Virginia McCaskey, and I said this earlier in the week, and I mean it. The first thing that the Bears need to do is get rid of that witch, Virginia McCaskey, because the way she's run the team is spelled right out in the middle of her name, ass.
I agree.
That's a lovely bit of answer.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me that the commissioner brings that up because, quite frankly, the commissioner and I get a lot of flack because we're both old school fans. And frankly, Virginia doesn't know what the hell she's doing when it comes to football.
She had a Super Bowl looked up to her in 1985, and she ain't done. Here, I better be nice here and use this. She ain't done a damn thing with the team since then.
Thank you for using that, but my child, I don't need that happening in my church.
Great googly moogly.
He did what?
That too.
Well, I think we better get on out of here.
Yeah, I gotta go get my Mercedes buffed.
I think we better get on out. Yeah, my Rolls Royce needs to get clean. We got more coming up later.
I got a flight to catch back to England.
And I got more clues to look into. This is just starting.
And I got a game here in about 10 minutes. I'm gonna be late.
Where's the game? What team you playing against?
Oh, we playing Maine. We're about to run the water on them.
What are you doing going up to Maine to play them for? We all know they can't play hockey up here. They haven't done anything since Paul Correa.
Well, here's the thing, bud. That's what NCAA scheduling doesn't matter anymore.
Yeah, don't remind me. I already got a bunch of money on Maine losing the season.
All right, let me get out of here as well.
While these two fight, we're going to go on and get on out of here. We'll reconvene at a later time. We're going to get out of here now.
Yes.
Have a great day. God bless. Remember to make your next move your best move. And always remember, if your dreams don't scare you, they're simply not big enough. Dream big, do bigger. And there's more Daily Confessionals coming because there's definitely going to be one tomorrow. So long, everybody.